Now, according to reports, the U.S. military is preparing for the possibility of sustained weeks-long operations against Iran if President Donald Trump orders an attack. The disclosure comes as diplomatic efforts continue between Washington and Tehran. U.S. and Iranian diplomats held talks in Oman last week in an attempt to revive negotiations over Iran's nuclear program, even as the United States increased its military presence in the region on Friday. U.S. officials confirmed that the Pentagon is deploying an additional aircraft carrier to the Middle East, along with thousands of troops, fighter aircraft, guided missile destroyers, and other military assets. Joining us on the broadcast is my colleague Aditya Vadavan for more on this. Aditya, we're talking of how there are reports that the U.S. Military is preparing for the possibility of sustained weeks-long operations against Iran.
Shivani, to see, the U.S. Army is, preparing for a week-long operation against Iran, considering the fact, the logistical movement that is being tracked at the flight radar 24 systems. Several flights, several cargo flights are incoming from the United States, are, coming near to the Middle East. And definitely, we are seeing how several Navy aircraft carriers of the United States of America are in the Middle East or are in the vicinity around Iran. So definitely, Shivani, things are, and Trump has also been saying that if Iran has to make a deal very, very quickly, if that doesn't happen, then there will be some unthinkable consequences for Iran. So definitely at this juncture, even Iran is gearing up for a confrontation with the United States of America and Israel. So completely at this juncture, it needs to be seen how things unfold in this scenario.
Stay on with us, Aditya. We have some more inputs coming in. U.S. President Donald Trump told U.S. troops that Iran has been difficult in nuclear negotiations and suggested that instilling fear in Tehran may be necessary to resolve the standoff peacefully. Speaking at Fort Bragg Army Base in North Carolina, Trump has said that Iranians have been difficult to make a deal with. His remarks came after U.S. officials announced that a second aircraft carrier was sent to the Middle East. He also referenced the U.S. bombing of Iran's nuclear sites last June and said that the deployment of the world's largest aircraft carrier was being made to ensure readiness if negotiations fail. Talks between the United States and Iran were facilitated by Oman last week. Fort Bragg, home to around 50,000 active duty soldiers, is located in North Carolina, a key political state ahead of upcoming congressional and presidential elections. So Aditya, we are also looking at the address by U.S. President Donald Trump to the U.S. troops over there.
Definitely, at this juncture, Shivani, definitely, Trump is also himself admitting the fact that, fear is powerful motivator in difficult Iran talks. He's hoping that Iran will make any concessions on the nuclear program or its ballistic missiles program, but definitely Iran has also has its own set of conditions which it will not compensate. So definitely there is a huge growing mistrust between the two countries. We have seen how last year United States of America, the B-52 bombers had bombed the Iranian nuclear facilities at Fordo, Isfahan and Natanz. So clearly at this juncture, Shivani, Iran is also gearing up, and there are some reports that China is also providing a satellite imagery of where these U.S. defense missiles, Patriots, are positioned. Recently some satellite pictures taken by the Chinese drones, showed where the U.S. defense batteries, Patriot defense missile batteries were placed in Jordan. So definitely, now China is providing real-time data to Iran. So clearly, we are seeing a China, Russia and Iran axis in place, and definitely it needs to be seen how things unfold in this scenario.
All right. Thank you so much, Aditya, for all those details on that front. With that, we are wrapping up this bulletin and slipping into a short commercial.